Hi, welcome in. Yeah, not the most smooth transition ever, but that seems to be the way we do things around here, eh? Doing a quick hydration before the start. That music might be a bit loud. I might have a couple things competing. Sorry, just adjusting the volumes a bit here. I still hear this other. This needs to be muted. There we go. Alright, sorry about that. We are today... we are rocking the White Bat audio for this sesh. Just because the other stuff was getting a little too common. White Bat audio! This mix is 100% copyright safe to use in your visual projects. Just credit Carl Casey and White Bat Audio when you use it. Subscribe and hit the notification button for more free music in the styles of cyberpunk, dark synthwaves, metal, and more. So here we go. I am crediting Carl Casey at White Bat Audio for the music. So we're covered, I think. Where is my preview? There's my preview. We have an exciting time today. So very exciting. Not really. Not really so much, but we do have a kit I need to process and get ready for shipping this afternoon. Hopefully this afternoon. This is a Vic B1 kit. This should not take too long. Its current state is has not gone through the final cure yet, so it's actually... the resin's a bit pliable still. Once it gets to the final cure, this becomes a bit more brittle, I guess. A little harder to work with. So I like taking the supports off at this time, before the final curing. Although some people do it after. And some people put it in hot water to soften it up so they can remove the supports after the final curing. So, a lot of different approaches to it. This is just the way I've been doing it. And I may change at some point. I don't like looking at the back of my hand so much. Let's see if I can move my camera a bit. I don't think so. I'll move my project over. So I've removed the supports around the outside rim. I'm just going to take these arms off. Twist it. Twist it. And here I have the... I call the antenna, but I don't know. There's another antenna, so... I forget what I call things sometimes. This is actually using a different resin than I usually use. And so far, I kind of like it. I normally use Soraya Tech Fast, which is an ABS-like. This is, I think, Form 182 or 184 or something like that, but it is also a ABS-like. That just means they feel like they're trying to get it to be like ABS plastic, so it's has a little bit of give, isn't as brittle. Ooh, there's a doodad there. Alright. That is trash. Let's continue the cleanup. Just gotta remove the supports. Where'd I put that knife? There it is. I do this is trying to take care of some of the things before sending it out. I have seen that other people selling models will send them with the supports still attached, which is perfectly fine. I just decided to do it this way for some reason, and I've stuck with it. That just means I've decided to remove the supports before sending it out. It does let it fit in the little box nicer. This is where I try to not cut myself as I'm scoring around the edge here. This ring that I'm removing is a sacrificial ring. It's there just to ensure that that edge is nice all the way around. Because without it, sometimes I was getting some issues with it being perfectly round. So now I don't have to worry about that. Alright, let's see. I'm wondering if I'm getting some holes in my screen. I do have replacement parts. If I don't like this one, I can send a different one. Not really digging that undercut there. So let's see. Are there any other issues? Like I said, there's this little line in the back, which I don't think is a big deal, because that can be in the back. Ah, yes. I need to adjust the fit of this a bit. Ooh. All right, let's see how that goes. That's better. It is a bit snug. But if I do this a few times, it should ease up. There we go. That I can live with. The arms, just gotta make sure the arms go in. And they do. Now it's a little crunchy too. Well, I did print another one overnight, so maybe I'll take a look at that one, see if I have the similar issues. So that arm's fine. Yeah. So what's going on with that? Looks like some bubbles. That wouldn't cause it. Don't see any holes. That shouldn't be there. Weird. We have F for front. Put that there and twist it to the front. Yep, there we go. So that fits. That fits. That fits. It's actually backwards. Wrong leg. But these little kneecaps go towards the front. The back doesn't have those. I did make it so to be a little bit of posability to it if you wanted to, but yeah, without having the top parts move, that's kind of pointless. Everybody just seems to make him standing straight up, because that's the way he stands, so that's fine. Welcome in, viewers. We are prepping a model for sending out to a customer. I've just finished removing the supports from this little robot kit, the 3D printed parts, and now I have to send them over to the curing station to cure. In which case, I will be right back. I'm going to run an ad for 1 minute, and I'll be back after that. Okay, I'm back. back. Alright. Sorry for the delay. But next up, we have this guy here. This is hopefully the last prototype for the... I just realized I haven't tested my audio levels, but hopefully this is the last prototype for the Mark II flying saucer, or Li'l Saucer kit. So, let's see. See if I can remove these things easily enough. Just rocking things back and forth to break the supports. This outer ring here is, again, just to help it maintain its shape. That gets removed and sanded. You have the new piece here in the kit, which is the cockpit monitor. Also in this kit, the new version of this kit has a cockpit that is separate from the alien. So the alien and the cockpit are not joined together. This required quite a bit of rework because the hands were fused to the steering wheel and now they aren't. Oops, let me pull that down here. Let me move this out of the way. Good morning! Thank you, Bug Boy was Bad Boy. Thank you, Grey Pilgrims. So, thank you for the audio confirmation. Like I said, I forgot to actually listen. I had a, just before streaming, slight panic when one of my monitors didn't turn on. I forgot how I had hooked things up when I hooked up the drawing slate. I know.
Incoming raid.
Incoming raid?
Just raided with 6 viewers.
DVCO, welcome in. Thank you so much. So here's the cockpit. Excuse me. Here's the cockpit that's redesigned. There are some new features, that being the alien is a separate piece now. There are some holes here in the bottom. I don't know if they will actually work, but they're kind of to let light in or through. You might be able to squeeze a little tiny light in there. Although I kind of doubt that. Howdy, Pity Smile, welcome in. And this little monitor thing goes here. It doesn't really... It sits there. It will need to be glued. It doesn't really snap into place, but... We'll see. Let's see, we have... Oh, also there are... You might notice a couple of holes in there near the front. You could run wires through there if you wanted to put a light inside. Yeah, I just put them on because I got raided, and that's cool. So here's the newly redesigned alien figure. The biggest redesign is just to make him fit in the chair and around the steering wheel. I don't think I can focus on that. Can I? Oh well. He has a slight smile now. But he can fit on here like this. Fits it nicely. You can paint him separately, more easily, of course. And then the little monitor goes in there. Will have to be glued in place. It's a loose fit. Otherwise. He's feeling the vibes. Did the raid come through? Yes, the raid came through. And you are listed as Raider from Stevie Seal. Let me deglass because I'm not cool anymore. The coolness wore off. And this is a part that I had to redesign from the last prototype. And I do not know how it will work. But I need to get a dome in order to test it out. Because this is the dome collar, or the dome ring. Of course, this will need a little bit of sanding and cleanup. This part here, I may just eliminate or combine. Because this is what interfaces the cockpit and the dish section. This goes in there, and this goes into the cockpit, but, you know, it could just be one piece. You know? So, yeah, this is kind of a meet the parts. This part here is the difficult one to process, but I will probably... These are the lenses for the bottom, but I will probably at least include either that part in white or clear. And of course the back fin did not change much, just looks like I need to adjust the supports on the nose of that a little bit because it's there. The nose is a little blunt. So that needs a little bit of work, but that's easy. That's not a fix in the model, that's a fix in the printing settings. This is the top. Anybody need any girders and stuff for terrain or anything? Alright, this is a prototype, so I'm not going to be too precious about removing things. Probably don't need those at all, I don't know. They might help. Let's see if I can wiggle this free. Without damaging the actual part. Yeah. Again, a little bit of sanding will fix that. Move these out of the way. And I see 2 more parts to free. You have the new base plate, or bottom hatch. I might do a little more with this, just extend it up a little bit so it fits in more snugly. But this hasn't changed much other than there's some holes through it. Again, you can see there's a bit of a rough edge, but that can be sanded down quite easily. And let's see. This is one of the parts that had the most work done because I had to put holes in it. Started painting and flocking. My Thanksgiving was okay. It was basically, we took a long drive. And, you know, had a meal. Nothing too extreme. It was pretty quiet. It's nice in some ways, challenging in others. That's family, I guess. How was Thanksgiving in Pennsylvania? You see how thin that is? Let me use the knife. Wasn't bad, can't complain. Yeah, I saw you started flocking your thing on Stevie. Flocking your thing. The terrain in the background, so it's not a big mud pile anymore, huh? Looks a bit less like a construction site. And more like a mountain. Langley is quite a ways from me. That's why the government has to fly me in, because, you know, I can't be bothered to buy my own airplane tickets. Alright. Okay. The difference between this and the last version of the prototype is the way these two pieces fit together. I do have a indexing pin in the front. So let's see how this all works. Does this fit together in a nice way? I would say, yes it does. Although, let's see. So one of the few complaints I had about the model was that the way these things fit together. So I wanted to address that, and I think I'm mostly there. Just need some pressure to press them together. That's cool. So you notice I do have these holes in the bottom. And these little guys will go in there. See if I can get one off without destroying. This is, like I said, probably send these as a separate piece altogether. Yep, thinking about doing a ruined building on the top. Am I the only one this makes nervous, seeing somebody cut towards themselves on stream? I'm just going to chip away at this a little bit. There we go. Ah. Okay, let's try a different way. Just waiting for a mistake. So these little guys here are like lenses. They're little Fresnel lenses, although they're not really specific. I mean, they're an approximation of. Like the circles, the ridges are not designed to any specific specification. But these guys should fit in here pretty nicely. Yeah. And if you notice, we have these doodads here. You can see a little bit through. It's a little dirty. But this hole is 5mm, so it can take a 5mm LED. It also has this little square on top, which can take a little chip SMLED. This ring is too big, but it can take. You can buy these on like little PCBs themselves, and those will go right in. Like I said, it's not gonna fit. This one's a little too big to fit around the whole outside, so you'd have to get a smaller one if you wanted to do that. But there are, like I said, plenty of options for lighting in this kit now. Don't understand how you power the light. I don't either. That's the problem. That would have to be built into the base somehow. Or a battery. So either a battery or powered from the base. This is a little tight. I might need to address that. Like I said, I can make this a little longer too, so. Yeah. So I will address that at some point. Next revision, unfortunately. But there's enough space inside. I took out the things. Like I said, there are holes in the base here, so you could run wires through that if you needed to, or you could drill out that little bit there and do a hollow hole, run wires up through that. There is enough space in there to fit a small battery and a small controller. So, like I said, a little bit of work to do, I guess. One more revision. I was hoping this would be the final revision, but I guess there's just always a little bit more. And then if you want to add new features, that's always another. But... Come on. Let's get rid of. Looks like we got some crud there that needs to be eliminated. A place where the resin pooled up. There actually are lights now that would possibly work in this if they would fit. But they have a little coil on them. It acts as what's called an inductor. And that actually lets the power, transfers the power wirelessly. It's like, your wireless phone charger. They have little LEDs attached to them. So you could actually power it wirelessly if it was sitting on a mat. But who wants to do that? Okay. Again, those two parts can probably be combined, because, why be separate? I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab something from the other room. Yes, the dome. The dome for this monster. The dog took over my chair. Put this guy in. Set the little monitor in so he has something to look at. Put the little dome down, and this is the part that I am most curious about, because on the original prototype, this was too thin. Or too wide, actually. Oh, the center hole was too big. This is supposed to lock the dome in place, but the dome could just come out. And it still can, so there's a room to make it a little bit smaller. But yeah, that's how that sits. And that's actually kind of nice, having that extra little lip on the top. So, wasn't sure how that would look. But I kind of like it. So there we go. That's basically the physical parts of the kit. Now I just need to do all of the stuff. I did not make the clear top piece. This is from a vending machine capsule. I just bought a whole bag of them. Actually 2 bags. Well, probably 4 bags at this point. I wish it was clearer, but, I can't make it clearer. So, cool. So let's do that. I just remembered that this computer I'm using is... I need to reinstall the software. I keep shouting out your shop. Thank you so much. You're doing a better job at it than I am. By the way, I'm having a sale, 25% off most items. If you're buying a decal, you need to use a coupon code, which is BF2023 for Black Friday 2023. That's on my website. On Etsy, it's already taken out. So, yeah, Etsy, you can buy things at 25% off now. The model kits on my website are also just on sale. There's just, with my website, there's a little tricky to set up a sale. And since I have variations on products where you have to select something from a drop-down, they each have different prices. It didn't want to do a batch conversion or something, so... Let's see if we can address those issues that we just found. And let's see if we can actually switch the screen over so you can see what I'm talking about. There we go. I'm pretty sure I hit load. Like I said, this software has not been liking this computer lately. Okay. I think the only two changes on the model were to the ring, the cockpit ring, or the dome ring. It's still just a little bit too loose. What? How did that get missed? Select it all. Is there just stuff missing there? I think there's just stuff missing there. Yeah, okay. Let's see. I'll just do that. Why is this not round? That's the question. Okay, those should be on 0. That's why. I have symmetry on, so... Or had symmetry on, so... Some things are... a little out of order. That might be why... it's a little out of sorts. Anyway. Let's do that. I know, I didn't explain what's going on exactly. But these are a little squished because of the... it was... applying something on both sides of the line. That doesn't make any sense. I'm just not going to explain it. I have an idea. Why when I have no money? How long is the sale on for? Till the end of the month. Well, we can always do another sale later. I feel like there might be a bigger problem with this than I would initially thought. Easy to take care of. I know, that is hard to see. Connect the dots, la 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 la. It's really hard to see on my monitor because there's flecks of dust on it, so... Alright. We just create a new profile. Yeah, there's a spot. Oh, you can't see anyway. Monitor does need cleaning. L. Shift L. There we go. Gray Pilgrim has a question about... Gray Old Pilgrim has a question about World of Warcraft. Anybody can answer that? I can't. It's been ages since I played it. And even then, I did not play it as much as he did, so... Okay. So we have a reconstructed ring. Alright, so save that. I wanted to combine those other things, but I'll just leave that for later. Nope, I'll do it now. Cockpit ring. I'll just cut that and paste it onto the cockpit. Formerly known as Alien in an Inner Ring. And the bottom dish. Not the bottom dish, the bottom cover. I wanted to raise this up. At least... Well, the outer part anyway. Nope, that's not what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Let's give it a little bit more space in there. Let's see, that would be 0.3 of a millimeter. Grab that duster. Alright, I think I'm about done with this 3D modeling stuff. Now I need to copy that to the file I'm actually printing and export it. Long process. So, copy the bottom cover. And replace this bottom cover with it. So it's in its printing cradle. I changed the cockpit. And got rid of the cockpit ring. And the dome ring is what the next thing I need to do. Copy the dome ring. Copy dome ring. Huh. That has that built in. Okay, cool. And there we go. Actually, to really clean your monitor good, you can use microfiber rags with just wetting them damp with water. That's a good idea. I have those things, microfiber rags and water. In fact, I'll drink some water right now. Be right back. Just never put those rags in the dryer on high heat. All right. Okay, the boringness continues. Dome ring. Let's save it as an STL. And cockpit. Save as cockpit STL. And bottom cover. It would help if I gave these consistent names. It melts the fibers, making them come off when you clean. Yeah, that would suck. Let me just make sure I did the right thing the last one. Export as STL. Okay. Don't save. Don't save. Let's open up Li'l Saucer. Oof. Actually... no, this should be fine. Update and restart. Oh! I'm going to run an ad while this updates, and I'll be back in a minute. My break ended. My community is back. Welcome back! And yeah, taking care of rent is kind of the priority in that situation. Yeah, I was watching an ad about that and thinking, I need new glasses soon. But, I don't know. It's a lot of money-ish, but it's not like I haven't spent that much on glasses before, just because of the place I go to is not one of the cheap glasses places, and if you raid, you might just go ad-free. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Do I want to recover? No, I don't want to recover. You should be able to find glasses cheaper on some companies online. Oh yeah, definitely can. But if you go to the eye doctor I went to, and your glasses are part of your... They didn't really have any cheap glasses, and some of the benefits I had were tied to buying glasses, like you get a certain amount off of the exam. But I don't think that's the case anymore, but whatever. Let's see. Open scene. I was doing this on a different computer, so Hopefully we can find it. You are all witnessing the exciting world of 3D printing preparations with a couple extra steps. Let's see. Li'l Saucer. Objects. Alien. There it is. Now this should have the updated parts, or at least I should be able to update the parts. This was one. This will need to be updated. That doesn't look like the updated file. We got rid of this one altogether. We updated this one. Say dome ring. We'll just do it. Dome ring, cockpit, and bottom ring. Okay. I will want to do something with that. Two things with that, actually. Doesn't the CIA supply you with glasses? No. I can neither confirm nor deny my involvement with the CIA. I mean, I can, but I'm not going to. If you're the channel that raids in, you go ad free. So you didn't see ads when you raided in. Okay. I don't know. Twitch is a mystery. Anyway, you can see this a little better now. He has a little bit more of a smile than he used to have. Just a tiny little bit. The edges of his mouth are a little closer together. Top and bottom. So, if you recall, this thing here had a problem with the tip not being in there. And you can see there aren't any supports holding that tip up or down. So I'll need to fix that. Yes, I'm in resin. What do I do? Prepare. There we go. So this needs a support here. And I don't think it needs these here. So let's just get rid of you. Just more to clean up later. I can... If I add some over here, I'll get more lateral stability. So we'll do that. Okay. Now we need to load in those objects we just replaced. And those would be the top three here. Error. Might be damaged. Try to fix it. Fine. Okay. Not a big surprise, actually. Open file location. Okay, so that one seems fine. Couldn't load the cockpit. Okay. So let's go back to our 3D object. I may have... It's the start of a smirk. Yeah, sometimes I've gotten ads and sometimes I haven't. Like, I haven't gotten ads when I thought I should. I don't know what that's up to. So yes, Frozen. I feel like I saved as the wrong file format when I did the cockpit. So So let's do save as, export, STL. No, not streaming. Models. We're working on a model. Ba, 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 ba. Cockpit. Yes, overwrite it. That doesn't look good. Let's see if that came in okay. Couldn't load that. Okay. Let me undo a bunch. Let me revert to saved. Load. I feel like the operation didn't go well. Since I am combining these, I can scoot this edge out a little bit so that they're intersecting a little more. Critical error? It seems like you aren't doing this the correct way. Is there a correct way? Yeah. Like I said, this software on this computer specifically, I've had some issues with. It's like it works better on my laptop and my computer at work. Alright. I can try saving as a different model, but I don't want to. Different type of model. This time I'm just not going to save it over the old one. Just to eliminate that as a possibility. Two. Okay. And I will open that with .3D Builder, just because sometimes it finds issues that can be fixed. And save it. And now I should be able to load it in here. Import 3D file, cockpit 2. And there we go. So I have that, and that, and that. Ooh. That means I can get rid of that. Alright, now I need to set these up so that they can print well. I want to have this at a little bit of an angle. I'm angling it back because this is the side that's actually showing when you put it together. So I want to have as few supports on the front side as possible. And this can be moved. I go to prepare. I'll just do auto supports. Oops. And now I'm going to undo that because it did something that I didn't want it to do. I did not want it to lift up. And these I'm just going to get rid of. Okay, 2 more pieces. And we're done with this. Okay, so this is the cockpit. Have to rearrange things a bit. And on these, I'm just going to do standard sports. Mr. Zablocker. Why, yes, Elf is at 10K now. We don't want to traumatize Pity's smile more than necessary. Okay. Looks like everything's alright except for that. Get that inside. Nope, don't want his head going through those. Ooh, that's a tight fit. Well, technically, doesn't look like it's touching. Is it? What's that outline on him? I guess it's just because he's selected. Alright. Guess that's it. Save scene. Select them all. Save scene as... Nope, save, export. Selected models. Ooh, very good, sir. Well done. Yes. Of course, I could do the elf anytime I wanted. I don't have to wait for the, redeem. Just notice this is out of the bounds. Have to make sure everything is within the build plate. I don't have large format printers or medium-sized format printers even. Okay. Save. Export. Models. All. Save. Yes. But I will just do an export from here. Let's pick that one. I wonder how much that costs. Used to be $5 a month. Are you sure? Try it again. So what it's doing in this process is it's slicing it vertically through all of the objects so you can see how it's basically like a screen printing where each layer is a separate screen. And this is the mask or the resist. And it just shines UV light on it in the vat, lifts the build plate up, lowers it again, and does the next layer. So it just does that over and over and over again until you finally have something printed. It's a physical object. And the printing time is all determined by how tall your piece is. And this will take, the estimated print time is 4 hours and 43 minutes. It'll probably be more than that. From my experience, slicing it in this program as opposed to the one that it comes with, the slicer that comes with the thing. Yeah. What did I just do? Yeah, I just opened the folder, that's all. Do I have unsaved changes? Yeah, I don't know. And we will not be watching this print on stream. Going to unplug something. I'm not sure what it is. Well, it wasn't the mic. I gave it a different name, didn't I? Today's 25th. All. Oh, because it didn't take the first thing. The first attempt to save it. Gotcha. Let me just send this to my USB disk. And then, ooh, got a little bit of time. So by supper time, this might be ready. Once I actually start it. Oh, it was the power to the camera that I unplugged. But it's a phone, and it has its own battery. So. And the printer has been started. I would show you a picture of it, but there's not much to see. It's not as interesting. The resin 3D printing process is not as interesting to watch as the other type. Not even as interesting as the laser type of UV printing. Anyway, resin printing. Cool. So we got this thing done. I'm gonna check my email and see. Ooh, 2 items ordered. Who did some ordering from me? So I got to produce a Vic 3 robot model kit and a Bub 4 robot model kit. So we will do that later today or tomorrow after this prototype is done printing. Cool. And I have to produce some. Here's my Etsy orders. Not that you need to see that, but you know, I have a few orders that came in this weekend, so that's cool. If I get a whole bunch of orders, I can buy a new printer that has a higher resolution. Make smoother prints. Okay, I want to check my email, like I said, because I had a order come in over the weekend on my website, and it was for a custom. How long does it take to print? Like I said, this saucer kit looks like it's going to be 5 hours, maybe 6. No, somebody purchased a custom decal from my website, and apparently, if you used the quick checkout form from the product page, it didn't actually store what the customization was. It didn't actually give me the text that they told, so that they put in there. So I sent them an email, and I'm hoping to hear back from them. Stuff I usually get on my website contact form is like this. Hi there, my name is Mike from Monkey Digital. Allow me to present you with a lifetime revenue opportunity of 35%. That's right, you can earn 35% of every order made by your affiliate for life. I'm not looking for that kind of opportunity at the moment. Let's see. Nope, I have not heard back from that customer yet, so I don't know. I can't actually work on his or her product yet. So, okay. Let's take off our screen display. Hello, Spider-Math. I'm glad to see you. I just turned my screen off, but I can turn it back on. Just to show you something. Let's see. I am running a 25% off sale till the end of the month. And that is on Etsy as well as my website itself. But that includes the downloadable files, so they are a little bit cheaper. Although, it looks like I have a couple things here that I need to, or at least one thing I need to put on discount. Let me take care of that right now. Nope, I have to be logged in to do that, of course. So how are things with Spider Map? It's been a while. Did see you've been doing some more microprocessor projects. So I got a this new model kit that I'm working on developing. It's a revision. It's just a revision of the older one. But I have some holes in the bottom and some little lenses and some mounts for LEDs, and should be enough space in there to fit a Arduino Mini or some other really tiny microprocessor board and some NeoPixel lights. So I'm thinking ahead for that. Yeah, I definitely want to light one up, but I have to cure it, glue it together, and all that stuff. Show us my desk? No. Well, yeah, I can. But, this is where I'm streaming, you know? Let me change that background. Next background. That is company I do some work for. There we go. Yeah. I don't use this desk except for streaming, and I haven't been doing much, so it's really this area here and a bunch of clutter off to the side. Stuff stacked on top of stuff. Art supplies, mostly. So, oh, you can't even see where I'm gesturing. Yeah. So you have the work area here. There's the monitor. Whole piles of stuff piled on top of each other. Just because, you know, streaming setup. My workbench is also similarly cluttered. So I don't think I had the camera on. So yeah, like I said, here's the new kit with spaces for those little tiny LEDs. You know, like this type, but you can get them on individual little boards. I have some of those. It doesn't quite fit as well as I'd like because there are resistors and stuff on the sides, so this hole should maybe be a little bit wider. But also these will fit a 5mm LED pretty nicely. And there's these little covers here that come over. I intend to produce these in clear or white, and/or white. Yeah. That's what you meant, because I wasn't showing you the desk at all. And, I do have some little tiny holes in the cockpit there for you could run some wire up. Put a light inside the cockpit if you wanted. I did think about putting lights, you know, on the cockpit itself, like on the dome. Or rather, where the dome goes in, but you could, of course, drill out some holes if you really wanted to. Put a little chip light in there to make the dome glow, although I have a feeling that would just make it even harder to see what's inside. So, and this is the bottom plate. I just did a slight redesign by raising this lip up a little more so it fits in better. These do have some holes in it. It's partially just so the resin can drain out so that during printing it doesn't necessarily get as filled up. Looks like it does still get filled up a little bit, but, you know, just trying different things. But so some magnet wire, some really fine magnet wire could go through there. Or you could, of course, punch through that. This should be... I should have checked this. I should have checked if this hole is the correct size for what I have in mind, because I think I sized it for some 5mm or 6mm magnets. But I don't know. You can get some really tiny RP2040 boards now. Yeah. Like I said, there's plenty of space in here for one of the really tiny ones. Could even fit a, one of the really tiny boards with a battery. I haven't figured out the best way to make it so it's, can be opened and closed. So there's that too. Hold on a sec, I'll be right back. Because my desk was not cluttered enough, figured I'd show you what I'm talking about with the lights. Well, I don't have a 5mm LED in here, but I do have one of these things from basically there's a RGB in here, and it is addressable. So it comes on a string, I just kind of burnt some of them out, so I just kind of saved some. So that could easily be put in there. I have these things. Haven't actually got to the point of lighting one up yet, unfortunately. But they come on a board, but basically it's just an LED on a little circuit board. Just goes like that. You just daisy chain them all together. And use oh, this is like a little microcontroller. It's programmable. You can put that in there, hook it up to the lights, have some kind of power supply running up into it, or have a small battery up in there, and then you could run your lights with that. And tell it how you want it to process. I'm seeing some of that. This is another light controller. You could just run the 3 wires up into here. Obviously, you'd need different wires than these. This is too much, but this is how small a light controller can be. So yeah, lots of options. I do have a couple of RP240 boards. One is pretty tiny. But I haven't actually got around to playing with them much. Even though I'm still buying little bits of electronics and stuff, I haven't really been active in that hobby for a couple of years. But I still want to ooh, there's some lights. I want to buy lights. Ooh, there's a new controller. I want to buy that. So, yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's shove all that to the side. You still have to finish off this guy. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing with it. As far as paint. I think I see some brush strokes that I don't like, but we'll just call it weathering. I do want to do like a dark wash on it. I don't know that I'll do that today. We are at noonish. And let's see. We'll see if Andy is on, we will raid over to Andy, I think, because it's basically been a show and tell day kind of a thing. Billion Babbles on, and Andy is started. Alright. I think that'll do it for today. Thank you all for hanging out and indulging my... whatever. I don't know what to say. I hope you all had some interesting times and learned things and all of that. So, yeah. We will be back next Saturday, hopefully. Probably be back Wednesday as well for the lunchtime stream. My lunchtime. And thanks. Yeah, I'm glad you were able to catch me as well. So we should catch up, you know. Alright. I will see you all later. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. We'll get the raid going. Andy. I'm not sure why it doesn't really show up readily as I would think it would. But anyway, thanks again for watching, and we will see you later. Take care, all.
And then Suzanne, double rate, my word.